First contact's price. Captain Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck of the TS of Aurora, Earth's first deep space exploration vessel, watching the unfamiliar stars streak past in brilliant ribbons of light. 20 years of technological advancement had finally given humanity the ability to venture beyond their solar system, but nothing could have prepared them for what awaited in the depths of space. Captain, we're detecting unusual energy signatures at coordinates 347 Mark 892. Lieutenant Rodriguez reported from his sensor station. The pattern suggests artificial origin, possibly a ship or station. Chen's heart raced, but her voice remained steady. All stations, yellow alert. Begin first contact protocols. She'd trained for this moment her entire career, but theoretical exercises paled in comparison to the real thing. The energy signature resolved into a massive vessel, easily 3 times the size of the Aurora. Its hull gleamed with an iridescent sheen that seemed to shift colors as they watched. Geometric patterns traced across its surface in precise, mathematical arrangements that spoke of technology far beyond human understanding. "We're being hailed," Communications Officer Patil announced, her fingers dancing across her holographic interface. "The signal contains translation matrices. Put it through." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a humanoid figure with silvery skin and eyes that seemed to contain swirling galaxies. "Greetings, humans of the vessel Aurora. I am Ambassador Nexus of the Meridian Concordat. We have been watching your species with great interest." Chen felt a chill run down her spine, despite the warmth in the alien's voice. Something about those galaxy-filled eyes seemed to look straight through her. "I am Captain Sarah Chen of the Terran Space Service. We come in peace and friendship." "As do we, Captain. Your species has shown remarkable progress in a very short time. The Concordat would be honored to help guide humanity's development among the stars." Over the next few days, the Meridians shared technological and cultural information that left the Aurora's crew stunned. Anti-gravity systems, faster-than-light communication, energy generation that could power entire continents, all offered freely, with only the suggestion of an alliance in return. But Dr. Marcus Wong, the ship's xenobiologist, noticed concerning patterns. "The technology they're offering," he told Chen in her ready room. "It's all incredibly advanced, but it's also oddly specific, like they're steering us down a particular technological path." Chen had noticed other oddities too. The Meridians never allowed the Aurora's crew to visit their ship, citing cultural protocols. Their responses to questions about other spacefaring races were vague and deflective. And sometimes, when Ambassador Nexus thought no one was watching, those galaxy-filled eyes would turn cold and calculating. "Run a deep scan of their vessel," Chen ordered her science team. "Use the new sensors they gave us." The results were troubling. The Meridian ship's power signature was far greater than necessary for its apparent size, and there were strange temporal distortions around its weapons arrays, weapons they had claimed not to possess. But the most disturbing discovery came from Dr. Wong's analysis of the Meridian's genetic structure. "They're not a natural species, Captain," he explained, showing her complex molecular diagrams. "Their DNA, or whatever they have that's equivalent, shows signs of extensive engineering. They've modified themselves so extensively that they're barely organic anymore." Chen was composing a coded message to Earth Command when alarms blared throughout the ship. Multiple vessels dropping out of FTL. Lieutenant Rodriguez shouted, "Meridian signatures, but these are definitely warships." Ambassador Nexus's face appeared on the screen, but the false warmth was gone. "I apologize for the deception, Captain Chen, but we couldn't risk you warning Earth. Your species has shown too much potential, too much independence. Left unchecked, you might actually succeed where others failed, finding a way to break free from our guidance." "So this was all a trap," Chen said, her mind racing through options. "The technology, the alliance offer. Not a trap. An opportunity. Your species will join the Concordat, Captain Chen. The only question is whether you do so as partners or as subjects." The ambassador's eyes darkened until they resembled black holes rather than galaxies. "You have 1 hour to surrender your vessel and accept our terms. Otherwise, we will be forced to demonstrate why no species has ever successfully resisted the Meridian Concordat." Chen looked around at her crew, seeing determination replace fear in their eyes. Humanity had survived ice ages, plagues, and their own destructive tendencies. They'd reached for the stars not because it was easy, but because it was hard. And they hadn't come this far to become anyone's subjects. "Signal Earth Command," she ordered. "Priority 1 message. And bring all weapons online, including the experimental ones." The Meridians had made a critical mistake. They'd assumed humanity would follow the same patterns as other species they'd encountered. But if there was one thing humans excelled at, it was defying expectations. "Battle stations," Chen commanded, her voice carrying the weight of humanity's first true test among the stars. "Let's show them why you should never underestimate the human spirit." Hidden agenda. 3 months after the Aurora's encounter, Earth had changed. Meridian ships now orbited every major city, their sleek forms casting shadows that served as constant reminders of humanity's new allies. Ambassador Nexus had presented Earth's governments with an elegant choice: accept Meridian guidance and receive technological wonders, or face isolation from the galactic community. Dr. Marcus Wong sat in his underground laboratory beneath Geneva, analyzing data from the latest Meridian gift, a quantum computing core that promised to revolutionize human technology. But something about the device's architecture bothered him. Every innovation they provided seemed to require Meridian oversight, creating an ever-growing web of technological dependence. "You're right to be suspicious," came a voice from the shadows. Wong spun to find Captain Chen, her uniform replaced by civilian clothes, her face harder than he remembered from the Aurora. "The quantum core isn't just processing data, it's collecting it. Every device they've given us is part of a vast surveillance network." After the Aurora's standoff, the Meridians had backed down, claiming the warships were merely a security precaution. Chen had been relieved of command, officially for stress-related health concerns. Unofficially, she'd been recruiting a network of scientists, military personnel, and civilians who shared her concerns about humanity's new partners. "They're playing a longer game than we realized," Chen explained, showing Wong classified footage on a secure tablet. "Look at these atmospheric readings from cities with Meridian embassies." The data showed subtle but consistent changes in air composition, trace elements that hadn't existed on Earth before the aliens arrived. "Terraforming," Wong whispered, understanding dawning. "They're gradually altering our environment." "Not just ours," Chen replied. She produced a heavily encrypted data crystal, a souvenir from the Aurora's sensors. "Before they shut us down, we detected residual signatures around their ship, evidence of hundreds of previous encounters with other civilizations. None of those civilizations appear in the diplomatic records they provided." Wong's face paled as he processed the implications. "They're not uplifting species, they're transforming them, making them compatible with Meridian biology. Which is why they engineered themselves so extensively." Chen nodded. "They're not evolving other species to join their civilization. They're reshaping entire worlds to become Meridian colonies." Their discussion was interrupted by a priority alert on Wong's terminal. The quantum core had detected their unauthorized access and was initiating a security protocol. Throughout the facility, Meridian systems began locking down. "They're not just watching through their technology," Chen said grimly, drawing a specialized signal jammer. "They're controlling it. Every gift is a Trojan horse." Security forces would arrive soon, human forces, but operating under Meridian supervision. Wong quickly transferred his findings to a secure drive as Chen contacted their network of resistors. Humanity had survived because they understood something the Meridians didn't. Real strength doesn't come from technological superiority, but from adaptability and determination. "Remember that experimental weapons program you were developing on the Aurora?" Wong asked as they prepared to evacuate. the one combining human theoretical physics with reverse-engineered alien tech. Chen smiled for the first time that day. Already ahead of you. We've got a team working on it in a shielded facility in Antarctica. The Meridians think they can predict human behavior, but they've never encountered a species that thrives on chaos and innovation like we do. As alarms blared through the complex, Chen and Wang made their escape through pre-prepared routes. Above them, Meridian ships continued their silent vigil, unaware that humanity was already developing countermeasures to their supposed technological superiority. In labs and secret facilities around the world, humans were doing what they did best: adapting, improvising, and preparing to fight back. The Meridians had calculated everything except human unpredictability, and that would be their undoing. We're not just fighting for our survival, Chen told her growing network of resistance fighters. We're fighting for our right to remain human. And if there's one thing history has shown, it's that humanity doesn't take well to being reshaped by outside forces. The Meridians believed they were watching humanity through their network of technological gifts, but they failed to realize they were also being watched. Every piece of technology they provided was being studied, reverse-engineered, and modified by human scientists who had centuries of experience turning their opponents' weapons against them. The stage was set for a shadow war, one fought not with warships and energy weapons, but with code, culture, and human ingenuity. And in the depths of their secured facilities, humanity was preparing a surprise for their would-be conquerors. After all, humans had perfected the art of appearing primitive while developing devastating countermeasures. The real question wasn't whether humanity would resist. It was whether the Meridians would realize their mistake before it was too late. The Shadow War. Admiral Zhang stood before the hidden war room deep beneath the Himalayas, addressing the leaders of Earth's covert resistance. The chamber's walls, lined with quantum-shielded displays, showed real-time data streams from monitoring stations worldwide. Each screen told the same story. The Meridians' influence was spreading faster than anyone had anticipated. Their terraforming compounds have reached critical concentrations in major population centers, Dr. Wang reported, pointing to atmospheric charts. We're seeing the first signs of genetic drift in exposed populations, subtle changes in cellular structure, enhanced compatibility with Meridian biotechnology. Captain Chen, now serving as Earth's Shadow Defense Coordinator, stepped forward. But they've made a crucial oversight. Their focus on biological and technological superiority has left them blind to human resourcefulness. Show them Project Phoenix. A holographic display materialized in the center of the room, showing schematics for what appeared to be standard Meridian technology, but with significant modifications. Every piece of tech they've given us has been studied, dissected, and repurposed, Chen explained. We're not just learning their technology, we're improving it. The Resistance had discovered that Meridian technology, while advanced, was remarkably rigid in its design. They relied on perfect, predictable systems, a weakness when facing a species that had mastered the art of controlled chaos. Their quantum cores are powerful, but they can't handle human-style parallel processing, Wang added. We've developed hybrid systems that combine their quantum architecture with our neural network designs. The results are unexpected. Unexpected is what we do best, Admiral Zhang smiled. Report from the Antarctica facility. The main screen shifted to show a testing chamber where scientists were experimenting with modified Meridian energy weapons. Instead of the precise, controlled beams the aliens used, these weapons channeled power through deliberately unstable human design matrices. The result was less efficient but dramatically more unpredictable, and nearly impossible for Meridian shields to counter. They think we're adapting to their technology, Chen said. In reality, we're adapting their technology to us. Every gift they provide joins our arsenal, but their progress hadn't gone unnoticed. Ambassador Nexus had been making more frequent inspections of human facilities, his galaxy-filled eyes seeming troubled by small inconsistencies in human behavior patterns. The Meridians had encountered resistance before, but never quite like this. They're starting to suspect something. warned Colonel Hassan, head of counterintelligence. Our behavioral algorithms are showing increased surveillance activity. They know we're not following their predicted development path. Good, Chen replied. Let them worry. Every moment they spend trying to understand our erratic behavior is a moment we use to prepare. Humanity has spent its entire history being underestimated. By nature, by each other, and now by aliens who think technological superiority equals inevitable victory. The Resistance's greatest weapon wasn't their modified alien technology or their hybrid weapon systems. It was humanity's greatest strength, the ability to turn apparent weakness into advantage. The Meridians saw human unpredictability as a flaw to be corrected. They didn't understand it was the source of human innovation. In laboratories across the globe, human scientists were developing countermeasures that defied Meridian logic. They combined technologies in ways the aliens considered inefficient or impossible. They introduced controlled flaws into systems, creating unpredictable resonances that their enemies couldn't track. Latest report from the orbital defense grid, Hassan announced. The Meridian's automated systems are showing increasing signs of strain. Their predictive algorithms can't handle the volume of apparently random human activities. Chen nodded in satisfaction. They gave us tools thinking we used them exactly as instructed. Instead, we're doing what humans have always done. Taking things apart, putting them back together wrong, and somehow making them work better. The Resistance had even turned the Meridian's terraforming attempt against them. Human biochemists had developed compounds that appeared to accelerate the desired genetic changes, but actually reinforced human biological resilience. The aliens were so focused on their expected results that they missed the subtle signs of humanity's countermeasures. Time for Phase 3, Admiral Zhang declared. We gathered enough data on their systems. Now we show them why humanity survived every extinction-level event our planet threw at us. The assembled leaders turned to a final display showing humanity's masterstroke, a network of modified quantum cores that would turn the Meridian's own monitoring system into a weapon. When activated, it would create a cascade of conflicting data that would overwhelm their rigid, perfect systems. They think they're guiding our development, Chen said, studying the plan. But humanity has never followed anyone's script but our own. The Meridians are about to learn why every force that tried to reshape humanity ended up being reshaped instead. As the meeting concluded, Wang caught Chen's attention. The latest atmospheric readings suggest they're accelerating their timeline. They know something's wrong. Chen's expression was grimly determined. Good. The sooner they realize their mistake, the sooner we can stop pretending to be their obedient students. It's time to show them what humanity does best, turning the impossible into the inevitable. Turning point. Ambassador Nexus stood in the grand hall of the Meridian Embassy, his galaxy-filled eyes fixed on holographic displays, showing increasing anomalies across Earth's information networks. Something was wrong. The patterns of human development had deviated significantly from all projected models, but every investigation revealed only perfect compliance with Meridian protocols. The quantum cores are reporting optimal integration, Izid reported. Yet system efficiency has decreased by 47% in the past month alone. Impossible, Nexus muttered. Unless, his eyes widened as understanding dawned. They're not failing to adapt. They're adapting wrong on purpose. At that moment, in facilities across the globe, humanity launched their counterstrike. The modified quantum cores that the Meridians had distributed activated simultaneously, but not as their creators intended. Instead of processing data according to perfect Meridian protocols, they began operating in what Dr. Wang had dubbed human chaos mode, introducing controlled uncertainty into every calculation. Meridian ships in orbit suddenly found their perfect systems bombarded with conflicting data. Their rigid protocols, unable to handle the intentional irregularities in human transmission patterns, began to falter. Captain Chen, watching from the Resistance's command center, allowed herself a small smile. The beauty of imperfection, she said, observing the cascading failures in Meridian systems. They spent so much time trying to make everything perfect, they forgot that nature thrives on chaos. The Resistance's plan had been brilliantly simple in its human complexity. Rather than trying to defeat Meridian technology, they had embraced it, modified it, and introduced just enough controlled chaos to make it uniquely human. Every piece of Meridian technology on Earth had been subtly altered, not to reject its original programming, but to enhance it in ways its creators had never imagined. Ambassador Nexus is requesting an emergency meeting, Admiral Zhang announced. It seems our friends have finally realized they're not in control anymore. In the embassy's conference room, Chen faced Nexus across a table of supposedly perfect Meridian construction, which now hummed with subtle vibrations from human modifications. The ambassador's composure had cracked, showing genuine confusion for the first time. "What have you done?" he demanded. "These systems were perfect. The protocols were flawless." "That was your first mistake," Chen replied calmly. "Perfection is stagnation. Humanity doesn't seek perfection. We seek adaptation, growth, evolution. Your technology wasn't flawed, Ambassador. It was too perfect." As she spoke, displays around the room activated, showing how humanity had modified each piece of Meridian technology. Not by breaking it, but by introducing controlled imperfections that made the systems more resilient, more adaptable, and ultimately more powerful. "Impossible," Nexus whispered, his galaxy eyes dimming as he processed the data. "You've improved our technology by making it less perfect. We've improved it by making it more natural," Dr. Wong explained, joining them. "The universe isn't built on perfection. It's built on adaptation. Every living thing survives by embracing chaos and learning to thrive within it." The evidence was undeniable. Human-modified Meridian technology was outperforming its original specifications by orders of magnitude. The very imperfections the aliens had sought to eliminate had become source of unprecedented advancement. "Your species," Nexus said slowly, "you didn't resist our guidance. You absorbed it, changed it, made it your own. In all our centuries of uplifting other civilizations, we've never encountered this approach." "Because you've been looking for perfect compliance," Chen said. "But humanity's strength isn't in following paths. It's in forging new ones. We didn't fight your technology, Ambassador. We evolved with it." Around the Earth, Meridian ships were receiving new orders from their increasingly uncertain leadership. The perfect plan to absorb humanity into their collective had not just failed, it had backfired spectacularly. "We offer you a choice," Admiral Zhang said, entering the room. "Continue trying to force humanity to conform to your standards of perfection, or join us in exploring what our combined technologies could achieve if we embrace adaptation over stagnation." Nexus stood silent for a long moment, his engineered perfection warring with undeniable evidence that imperfection could lead to greater advancement. Finally, he spoke. "The Meridian Concordat has never adapted before. We have always been the ones to shape others." "Then perhaps," Chen suggested, "it's time for you to evolve too." As the ambassador contemplated this unprecedented situation, human-modified quantum cores continued their work, proving with each calculation that perfection wasn't the end of advancement. It was merely the beginning of the next evolution. The turning point hadn't come through victory in battle, but through humanity's unique ability to transform seemingly superior force into opportunity for growth. They had taken the very tools intended to perfect them, and used them to demonstrate that imperfection, properly understood, was the greatest strength of all. Rising stars. 5 years after humanity's imperfect revolution, the Sol system had become something unprecedented in galactic history. Where once Meridian ships had loomed as silent watchers, now a new kind of fleet orbited Earth, vessels that combine Meridian precision with human innovation. The TSS Aurora II, humanity's new flagship, represented this synthesis perfectly. Its quantum cores operated with controlled chaos, its hull incorporated deliberate imperfections that made it stronger, and its weapon systems embraced uncertainty as a tactical advantage. Captain Chen stood on its bridge, marveling at how far they'd come. Approaching the Centauri exchange, Lieutenant Rodriguez announced. The massive space station ahead was another testament to human meridian cooperation, its perfect geometric patterns now interwoven with organic, almost random elements that enhanced its functionality. Ambassador Nexus waited in the station's grand chamber, but he too had changed. His once perfect silver skin now showed subtle variations, and his galaxy eyes had developed unique swirling patterns that reflected his embrace of controlled chaos theory. "The council is ready," he informed Chen as she entered. The chamber filled with representatives from dozens of species, former subjects of Meridian guidance who had discovered their own paths to advancement through humanity's example. 5 years ago, Chen addressed the assembly. We faced a choice between perfect submission and chaotic resistance. Instead, we found a third path, one that proves advancement doesn't come from achieving perfection, but from the endless journey of improvement. The evidence was undeniable. Worlds that had adopted human-modified technology were experiencing unprecedented growth. The rigid hierarchies of the old Meridian Concordat had given way to a new galactic community where each species contributed its unique perspectives to collective advancement. Dr. Wang, now head of the Xenological Advanced Studies Institute, presented the latest findings. By embracing controlled imperfection, we've unlocked technological potential the Meridians never imagined. Each species adds its own chaos factor to the equation, creating innovations that perfect systems could never conceive. The greatest surprise had been the Meridians themselves. Once they'd accepted that perfection was a limiting factor rather than an ultimate goal, their civilization had undergone a renaissance. Their technology, combined with human chaos theory and contributions from other species, had evolved beyond anything their perfect systems could have achieved. "We've detected signals from beyond the galactic rim," Admiral Zhang announced to the assembly. "New civilizations waiting to be contacted. But this time, we don't come as perfect beings seeking to remake others in our image. We come as learners, ready to see what unique perspectives they might add to our collective knowledge." The Aurora I would lead this mission, carrying a crew that included humans, reformed Meridians, and representatives from other species. Each brought their own form of controlled chaos to the mission, ensuring that no challenge would be met with rigid, predictable responses. "We haven't just survived among the stars," Chen told her diverse crew as they prepared for their historic journey. "We've helped create a new way of thriving. Our greatest strength wasn't our defiance or our technology. It was our understanding that true advancement comes from embracing the unknown, the imperfect, the chaotic." As the Aurora II engaged its hybrid drive system, creating a controlled disruption in space-time that propelled them faster than traditional Meridian ships could travel, Chen reflected on humanity's journey. They had faced extinction and emerged stronger. They had taken an adversary's perfect weapon and transformed it into something greater through imperfection. The stars stretched before them, no longer distant points of light to be watched and feared, but beacons of endless possibility. Humanity had not just earned its place among the stars. It had helped reshape the very nature of interstellar civilization. "Plot a course for the unknown," Chen commanded, watching her human and alien crew work in seamless harmony. "Let's show the galaxy what perfectly imperfect beings can achieve." The Aurora II leaped into the depths of space, carrying with it the greatest lesson humanity had taught the galaxy, that perfection is not an end, but a beginning. That true strength lies not in achieving absolute order, but in dancing on the edge of chaos while reaching for the stars. Behind them, Earth's night side glittered with lights that defied perfect geometric patterns, a testament to humanity's beautiful, chaotic, endless journey of growth. And ahead, the galaxy waited, ready to learn what other impossibilities this young species might make inevitable. For in the end, humanity's greatest gift to the stars wasn't technology or innovation. It was the understanding that the universe itself thrives not on perfection, but on the endless dance between order and chaos, each step bringing new wonders to those brave enough to embrace the unknown.